My name is Forrest Garrikoff. I was once told by a major retailer that I wasn't doing my job. Uh, these things I'm going to tell you or show you are going to, in some way, I hope, prove to you that I've always done my job. Uh, I guess the first thing that I remember was living in in a house on Audubon Road just outside Dayton, Virginia, where I dug up and tilled a whole garden by myself, always giving 120%. The next thing I remember is another house. We lived in about, I don't know, 10 or so houses in the Dayton, Virginia area. And I think this was on, yeah, Thompson Street, where I dug footers for my father at 25 cents an hour uh, with a digging yarn, a pick, and a shovel. That's the old way. Uh, so uh, I'd use that to buy baseball. I like baseball. I played baseball. Uh, Next thing I remember is working for Boots Heatwell's Texaco station in Dayton, Virginia. I was a teenager and still in school. I washed cars, giving 120% and waiting on customers, uh, washing windshields and pumping gas the old way. Uh, that was probably 50 cents an hour. Uh, the next job I had, as I remember, I was uh, I went my first year of college at Bridgewater College in Bridgewater, Virginia, where I went to a place that I can't remember. I worked at a place that I can't remember and bent pipes to help pay for my education. After a couple of years of college, I hitchhiked to Houston, Texas, where I worked as a roofer. I capped bottles, water bottles, and put together uh, toys for Sears and Roebuck just before Christmas. I later took a Trailways or Greyhound to Los Angeles, where I sold candy on the streets until I found a job with the Southern Pacific Railroad, handing out office supplies to the office workers. I was drafted in 1964, and because there was an outbreak of spinal meningitis at Fort Ord, we were sent down to Fort Polk, Louisiana. They didn't like us educated California boys. Uh, we called hell. That was in the old days. They could do anything they wanted almost. Uh, uh, After that, uh, I went to advanced individual training at Fort Gordon, Georgia, and trained as an MP. Uh, After that, we were flown to Oakland, California, where we boarded a troop ship and landed at Seoul, South Korea, where I became the lead sentry dog handler. That was for about 11 months, maybe. We were then flown to Washington State, and then I flew to into Virginia. Uh, I can't remember which airport, uh, and I came back to Bridgewater College again. Uh, I got married in 1969, right after my graduation. Then we went to Clearwater, Florida, where I sold forward brush on the streets of Clearwater. We later came back to Ohio, where I worked for the Wilbert Company as a machinist. And they gave me $3 an hour because of my education and because I caught on quickly. At the same time, I got a part-time job with the Orville Post Office. And later on, I got a full-time job as a letter carrier. The postmaster told me at the end of my tenure, he said, Forrest, you're the best letter carrier I ever had. At the same time, I joined the 447th MP Company in Worcester, Ohio, where I rose from a rank of E4 to E6. And realizing a climate for promotion, or the political climate for promotion, was rare, I transferred to a teaching unit on the east side of Cleveland, where I rose from rank from E7 to E8, E6 to E8. And while there, I taught leadership courses and courses on how to teach. Later on, I rose to the rank let me see this one. Rose to the rank of sergeant major. Not because I tried to gain influence with the commander, but because I took care of my people and set a good example. So that retail firm that said I wasn't doing my job, I don't understand it. There's other things too. I worked my butt off in the lawn and the flower beds. Probably spent $5,000 on plants and Scott's products for the lawn. I'm also building a homemade greenhouse, which got torn up in the last storms, but I ain't gonna give up because I don't do that. I'm gonna still work my butt off. I also ordered 2 greenhouses, smaller greenhouses from Amazon. I put them right beside my homemade greenhouse, and they blew over and the tops blew off. So I moved them beside the garage, and they're good now. I don't understand it. I've never been told I didn't do my job. Maybe in some way this, will change someone's mind about me not working hard. I've always worked at 120%. And I always remember when I was very young, my mother read to me the book, The Little Engine That Could. And I always remember that.